There we go, guys. So we're back, man. Tonight's lineup.
Kentucky? Oh, it's MGP.
Okay. Chance, go ahead and walk them bottle by bottle, and then we're gonna do some short versions of this stuff too, guys. So what do we have here, man?
So you got some shelfers here that are normal, and some things that are special, some things that are brand new. I think everybody's heard of Woodford, especially the double oaked. This is a pick from Pursuit Spirits. They tend to take 3 different distillates, make their own blend, and then age differently in some special projects as well sometimes.
But what is a special project? Tell them that, 'cause I'm looking at it.
Experimentals, or different kinds of wood cask or finishes, or even you know, even time or maturation, or they utilize the wood pellets that go on the string. They'll impart flavors with wood inside the barrels like that. I mean, they're kind of cutting edge on some of their stuff, and they use a lot of different kinds of wood techniques into finishing. They have things called tobacco stave and Kumato Mizunara oak and all kinds of weird woods.
Where are they getting this wood from, man?
There's a market for sure.
Okay, and out of these, what's your favorite?
I don't know. I haven't tasted them all.
Oh!
We're gonna find out.
You mean to tell me Chance brought some whiskey that he didn't try? Yeah. That's crazy.
So, of course, Blendery has double oak products as well. I think this was a part of the blend was a double oak, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, hang time. Double Jeopardy for sure, which is a double oak, or triple oak, I guess.
Yep.
This is a new product, OKI, that you're about to see on the market. I bought this bottle because I was astounded at the price. This is a 10-year double oaked product for less than $70 on the shelf.
Now, is that normal? Is that not normal? What do you, when you say you're astounded that it was?
So $10 a year is kind of the $10 to $12 a year is kind of the math that you use. So in reality, this should be a $100 to $120 bottle.
Easily, huh?
But it's crazy. I thought it had all the oak flavor you'd ever want in a double oak, and it's MGP, and it's from our friend Chad. So.
Oh, good old Chad.
Yep. Sagamore. Is that Baltimore? Where is that?
Washington? Yeah, no, you're at Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore Spirits. So they do lots of rye. This one's a double oaked. We'll give it a try too. And then short barrel. They've just kind of came on the market, really. They've had a local following for a long time. Everybody knows of Bee's Knees, which is kind of their honey finish stuff. And now they're into double oaks and everything else. So.
Well, Richard, let's get you over here by chance and get some of your reactions to this good stuff. Because you got more, I guess, I don't want to say guess, but you got more like, this is wood-fired, candy country.
There is a ton of oak on this one. That's what I'm saying.
This is the double oak one?
Yeah. Yep. The one that, and that $10 per year, that's usually if it's not double oak. Because obviously double oaking's going to cost more money than a regular.
Why does it cost more if they just put it in a different barrel?
Well, I mean, you got to pay someone to do that as opposed to it just sitting, and then you also got to have a second barrel laying around. And then if you're intentional with that second barrel, or if it's a virgin oak barrel, or a toasted barrel, or a certain kind of char level, or something like that, there's money associated with that.
Storing it 2 places.
Yep.
Interesting. So basically, it's just logistics.
So yeah,
it's like, oh, it's got to be more expensive because the logistics are different. Now this is crazy. This is a bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, it's super sweet.
Yeah.
This sweetness on this thing is great. Double oak, 1/3 too.
Yep.
See, this is what I'm talking about, man. That soul getting warmed up right now as we speak. I'm talking right now.
And it's MGP distillate, which we're pretty familiar with, and pretty familiar with how it reacts to wood. It takes on barrel impact well. And where they're storing it at Bardstown, it'll go up in proof. So they'll get it from Lawrenceburg, Indiana, MGP, where it typically goes down in proof. They'll move it into Bardstown racks in a new barrel, and it will go up in proof.
And what makes it go up in proof?
It's usually terroir and climate, and depending on how much water is around the area. MGP is in Indiana, and literally right next to a river. So all of their stuff is very saturated, so it takes on moisture, and when you go in moisture, your proof comes down a little bit, right?
Interesting.
So if you go to a other climate, which everybody said Kentucky's like the best climate in the world because of the mild winters and hot summers that they have there. It's not hot to us in Texas, but for whiskey, it's ideal because it gets all that maturation and movement in the wood that you need. Like Texas, our climate's hot all the time, right?
Yeah.
And humid. So we tend to over oak things really quick and kind of cook them too fast.
Way too fast.
Yeah. So like in Scotch, like in Scotland, right? Islands surrounded by water, low pressures. they get all the water in there, so Scotch goes down a lot of times over the years. And they're using used casks too.
A lot of times, yeah.
Yeah. So I find it interesting, and I think they're doing a great job with that. The $65 price on that was kind of killer to me, and that's what made me say, oh, okay, I need to try that. Because if this can be the future of whiskey, or whiskey under $100, I ain't mad at that at all.
So, what were your time was? Before I ask him another question. 2.5. Okay, so a couple things. Does price define value in this case? Because we've now been accustomed to a nice $80 to $125 bottle. Mm-hmm. For a long time, the Blenderies bottles were $125, and that's what you were paying. Yeah. And then as Tim got more access to heavier barrels, he drops the price, and that's still a personal choice. But the other thing is you guys have always talked about the market at one time being 40, 60, and those prices being good pours for the price. Yeah. So when you looking at a bottle, how much does price impact the value of the whiskey to you guys?
To me, it impacts rarity more than anything. Like the rarer something is, or the harder to get it combined with how sought after it is kind of what makes the price bounce around or go up. You can get a lot of things that are great on the shelf, in my opinion, for $20, $30, $40. Mm-hmm. It's just not, because it's readily available, it's not what people are taking pictures of and posting on Facebook and all that stuff, because it's not a flex, or it's not but there's great stuff out there for that.
Interesting. I like that you said that, because we talked about the community and the friends and whiskey with friends, and I said myself, I've got bottles in here that I'm not going to drink. Like you drink it by yourself, that's cool. And then it's just gone. But when you got your people around, you're like, oh, I can drink this. Yeah. Almost till it's gone. Mm-hmm. But I still would RC Cole. I'm not drinking that just because it's here. Sure. I'm drinking it because I'm like, some more people got to try this. Yeah. You got to wait till you try this shit. This is crazy.
Yeah, and bourbon's inherently American, right? And there's something for everybody. And, literally. And I can drink with somebody drinking Wild Turkey 101, or I can drink with somebody drinking VTech Taylor, which we may do both of those now. I don't know. but I mean, there's something for everybody, something in your price point. You don't have to be scared to get into the whiskey game, because there's good whiskey at $50, $60, but like you said, it's mass produced, and that's how they can get to that pricing. Tim's structure, only allows him to do so much so fast. And there's a lot of care and time and energy taken into that bottle, so it's going to cost more, rather than Buffalo Trace or Woodford Reserve, where they're going to literally dump hundreds or thousands of barrels at a time to make a batch.
Okay, guys. Well, in the next video, what we're going to do is break down. I just heard him say the whiskey game. Mm-hmm. I've got to know more. What game are we playing here? Because this just seems like a lot of money and it going out of one hole. But we'll talk about that in the next video.